Alright, I got some more crash report damage here for you. I'll show you what occurred to me. I got it back together, and for the life of me I couldn't get a solid flight. It turns out this could be one culprit right here. That link broke right there, so I'm going to try to fix that. But in order to fix that, I got this clamp off here, right here. And this plastic clamp is notorious because it's got the two nuts on the feathering shaft here. And my way of remedying this without buying any special tools except for a needle nose pliers and a small screwdriver to get this nut off. And you gotta be careful so you don't strip the head on the nut and mar it up really good. But here's how you do it. You take one small screwdriver here. You stick it in here between the nut and the rotor clamp. Alright, we've got that there. And we take our needle nose pliers right here. Stick them there. We do this a little bit at a time. Turn it that much, let go. Turn your clamp back, grab your nut, turn it, and we just keep doing this. And in no time, that nut will be off. And you just reverse this procedure to put it back on. There we go. You can see it's already loose. So there you go. Oh, look here. Got rid of my redneck servo mount. However, I received the wrong ones in the mail, and I was so eager to get rid of that servo mount, the wooden one, that I just put a nice big chunk of silicone tube around my tail shaft. And actually, this keeps it from sliding even better than the straight clamps onto the tail shaft. This tail shaft is so slippery. This silicone kind of gives it something to grab onto, clamp in between the metal straps here and this tail boom. So I bent my flybar here. I didn't notice that either until after tried to take her off again. I should have. And as a reminder, every time you crash, take this off, roll it on a piece of glass, and see how it does. Now I've straightened this back out because in a pinch I don't have one on hand. I've got one coming, should be here in a couple of days, but it's the weekend, so it's not going to be here for a couple of days, and I just charged my new battery, so I want to get out and flying again. So I'll show you guys how to straighten this out, just enough to fly anyway. I would replace it as soon as possible, and I will replace this as soon as possible. What I did here is I took this pitch gauge, and you just spin it like this. You do little sections at a time. Put this tip down, lay it flat up against the surface, and spin it. Now if it's bent, it'll bow. Here, I'll put a little bend in here for you. The first thing to do is when you roll it on glass, I got a mirror laid out here. There's a telltale sound to listen for when you're rolling it on glass. It wobbles. Let's hear it. It's actually kind of straight there. Let me put my bend back in it a little bit more. Alright. Now in order to fix that, we're going to use this pitch gauge here. We're going to find the bend I just put in it. So it might be minute. You guys might not even be able to see it. Let's see. There it is right there. Alright, you raise the hump on the top. You get the gap in between the pitch gauge and the bar as best you can. Let me check this side. And when you want to straighten it, put the gap there, hold it down on the pitch gauge, and pull back like this. Then you want to spin it after you do that in the same area. And make sure you get it parallel to the pitch gauge, and keep sliding it down and spinning it. Where you find your bend, just pick it up like that. Get your bend out. And there she goes. Let's listen to her. A little wave still. Let's find that wave. And here's the other way to find it good. Spin it like this in your fingers. You can see it sometimes. But this flybar was badly damaged in my crash, and it's actually quite straight to even roll, because if it's not straight, it won't even roll. It'll it'll stop as soon as you lay it down there. And this one's actually quite straight. I believe that's straight enough to fly. Right there. You can see where the bend is where it stops. It always stops on one side. So let's see. Find that bend. There she is. Hump up, pull it back. A little bit of pressure bends this fly bar. Now it's kind of springy and it seems like it's going to spring right back, but it'll put it out of its straight alignment just by just a little bit of pressure. So when you're installing it, be careful because this will bend really easily. One more roll. See if I straighten it out enough. I believe that'll do.